Hey folks, a quick announcement before today's Q&A session begins. The Eczema Healing Workshop is available on a 60% discount right now in return for some feedback from yourselves. And it gives you direct access to both Rebecca, a qualified naturopath, and myself. We can answer all of your questions between us. We have a wealth of experience with a wide variety of clients. And Rebecca can give you direct links to biological testing facilities, herbs, and you will have direct access to her for the price of a single naturopathic session under the 60% discount. So it's excellent value to sign up right now if at all you are interested. If you've got more questions about that, please drop me a line at info@eczemahealing.org and we will get back to you. So to crack on with today's questions. First question comes from Pretty. And Pretty Pival, thank you for all your questions. I hope you're making some progress with your skin. Perhaps share us some photos of how you're getting on before and afters. It would be good to see the progress of your skin. So your question is, in the UK, how much were you spending roughly on food? Roughly a month on groceries, not eating out, just home food groceries for one person. I'm actually living in the UK right now, so I can give you up-to-date information on that. I spend between £100 to £120 a month. So I guess, what is that, £25 to £30 a week on food. And that covers me for all the basics. That's my staples, nothing too crazy, no overt fats within that. Every now and again, I might get a fresh coconut, or I might get some tropical fruit that I see in a British supermarket, or the mango season right now, the honey mangoes from Pakistan. The season's just coming to an end, but definitely spend a little bit more when I'm getting those, and I do count those sorts of things as staple foods for me. But generally, without anything too exotic, about £25 a week. Edvert says, what soaps and shampoos do you use? Because of hemp oil, I cannot use Dr. B's. Any other ideas? So Dr. B's is Dr. Bronner's, I guess you're referring to there. Dr. Bronner's being one of the most popular product ranges within this whole skin sensitivity online space. Another one would be Simple soaps. They're free of perfumes, at least. Homemade soaps people use. You can look up YouTube videos on how to make that sort of thing. My personal approach, and this has been my approach all the way through, I try to live as chemical free as possible. And so, believe it or not, I go long periods without using either soap or shampoo. I just use water, preferably filtered water, because it will do more to clean you. But if I have to use some soap or some shampoo, which I'll do every now and again, I'll just use a little of whatever is there. So if somebody around me is using a bit of soap, I'll just grab a bit of that. It doesn't matter what it is, but I use such a small amount that it doesn't really matter. It doesn't affect my life. I'm hardly absorbing any of the nasties from those products at all. That would be my recommendation. That's what I've done all the way through. So even when I had eczema, I didn't really get involved with any specific products. I never vibed, which is why it forms such a big part of my program. I never vibed with those chemical containing products, those eczema specific creams, those hyperallergenic stuff. I just try to keep life simple, and that's my approach. Don't overcomplicate things. Just use as little as possible. If you're eating a clean diet, you won't smell. You won't really smell that bad. Over time, your body will clean out, and especially as your digestive system cleanses out, you won't need to use as much product as you've been used to using in the past, because you just won't stink as much. Even your hair doesn't really get as dry or greasy or whatever it was getting to before when you were on animal products. When you're on a vegan, clean vegan, low-fat diet, low processed foods, you'll find that you won't need to use very much product at all. Sophie, a couple of questions from you here. What creams do you apply on your skin, and which shampoo, toothpaste? So that kind of overlaps with the last question. What creams do I apply on my skin? Right now, nothing at all. Shampoo, toothpaste, nothing at all, and nothing at all. I use very little of everything, basically. If I feel like I'm particularly dirty, like if I've ridden my bike through like a hugely dusty area, like when I was there in Africa, I would use some shampoos just to get that stuff out of my hair, away from my skin. But generally speaking, if I've been clean, if I've not eaten a lot of processed foods, if I've been vegan as far as my diet, I don't really feel the need to use detergents of any kind. Water is enough to clean my own body. And I recommend that you eat as cleanly as possible so that you just need to use as few chemicals as possible. As far as toothpaste, if I do use toothpaste, I just use whatever is there. Sometimes I use Sensodyne because it's there. Sometimes I use Colgate because it's there. When I was traveling, I was using a fluoride-free toothpaste, which was only because it was in a small travel size tube and I was trying to keep weight down. And that was a brand from Boots. I think it was called Smile, and that didn't have fluoride in it. And if you're interested in that, then that would be the one to go for. Another couple of questions from Sophie here as well. Who do you live with, and do you live in a tent? Now, Sophie, I don't know what would give you that idea that I'm living in a tent, but yeah, just kidding. I do. I really do live in a tent. This is my home. Everything is around me here. And my wife and I, we live in here together. So this is our bedroom here in this compartment, and then this is the rest of the living area here. So all of our stuff is around us, as you may have noticed in the background of some of these videos. Last question of the day, Benjamin Nick Tran says, I have a very exfoliative eczema, been flaking like crazy. Is it okay to use Vaseline or any moisturizers, or is it better to go cold turkey? So I guess today's theme has been putting stuff on the skin and chemicals, and I suppose that helps me to choose a video title for today. But is it okay to use Vaseline? I really don't like Vaseline. There's not a lot of things that I really strongly advise you to get away from, but petroleum-based products, I just don't believe belong anywhere near humans. In your cars and you're burning it, fine. On your skin to be absorbed into your bloodstream, I just don't think so. Try to find something else. Use combinations, experiment. It might take you a few goes, but you will find something that vibes with you, I promise. You will eventually find something. My personal combo was a combination of shea butter, coconut oil, and lemon juice, just mixed together in a combo that worked for me. So that's primarily shea butter, a bit of coconut oil, a bit of lemon juice, and that seemed to go pretty well to get me through those times when I really had to use something. But as you have seen from my videos in the past, I don't really recommend using anything on your skin if at all possible. So is it okay to use any moisturizers? If you're currently in the process of using these things, Benjamin, my advice would be to wean yourself off slowly so that you don't launch yourself into some crazy detoxification symptoms, especially if the creams you're using are steroid creams. The last thing you want to do is go cold turkey on those, just because the fallout, the withdrawal symptoms that you can experience will be significant and very, very hard to bear. So take it slow, do one step at a time. If you've just made loads of dietary changes to your life, don't worry too much about doing anything else just yet. Try to build this program up slowly. That's what I do with my clients. We tweak things over the course of a few weeks. We don't launch everything at the same time because it's going to be too overwhelming for the body. It's going to put yourself through too much stress, and that's exactly what you're trying to avoid. You are trying to rest, relax, allow the body to heal. Remember, it's your body that heals itself. You just need to give it the right environment, the right foods, the right space, the right water, and the right rest. So that wraps it up for today. Post your comments and questions down below. If you want to be featured in a Q&A video, let me know on Instagram. Oh, a wasp has just flown in. Let me know on Instagram at Eczema Healing, or drop me a line at info@eczemahealing.org. We'll see you again in the next Q&A session, which will be next Wednesday.